2024 Bowman Chrome U football full hobby case picker team break number 5. This is the last break of the night. We're going to let the top Chrome update baseball breaks carry over into next week. We should be able to break those on Tuesday night, I would imagine, because Tuesday night obviously we won't be able to break Bowman draft. We'll have Bowman Chrome U football as well as probably some other football. But for baseball, I would imagine we should be able to get those filled up for baseball. Those top Chrome update baseball products, not just jumbos, but hobby, jumbo, breaker to light, all the SKUs have been burp. I guess that Paul Skeens debut not coming out yet helps that product out right now. Sealed boxes, sealed cases, you know. But yeah, so we should be able to do those on Tuesday, I would imagine. Texas won at Michigan this year, and guess what happened? They planted the Texas flag. Michigan didn't do anything. Fair enough. I don't like that whole planting the flag shit. That's also not a big rivalry game. I just think in general, I mean, I could really care less, but I'm just saying, I think in general, I don't like that. It's just disrespectful in a game. And I'm sorry, but in that scenario today, Michigan, Ohio State, they plant their flag, do that stuff at the end of the game. Like, you're just asking for trouble. That's why, like I said, I think in the end, it's on the coaching staff, both coaching staffs. There was enough time. It wasn't a walk-off field goal or a walk-off touchdown to win it. They had enough time to get their guys talked to. Fellas, let's all, as soon as the game's over, straight to the locker room. Let's just go straight to the locker room so nothing spirals out of control. That what happened today, I put solely on the coaching staff. The coaching staff should have got them guys ready to rock and roll and get the hell out of there. Both of them. Michigan, you got to know. You're at Ohio State. You do some nonsense on the field. It's emotions are high. You shouldn't have won, right? And you do that, they're gonna fight. Gotcha. I mean, I don't know all the details like that, but I'm just saying. I don't know. Why are they singing their fight song on the field if they lost? That sounds like pretty stupid. Paris to $3.99 purple. Jamal Haynes to 75. I like this guy out of Georgia Tech here. Yellow refractor auto to 75. I just think in the end, like, it's football, so like I do like some like jawing at each other. I do like, you know, before the game, maybe a little trash talking at the 50-yard line, maybe a little pushing and shoving. You know, I like that. But you got to know, Iowa to 150, that game, that Ohio State, Michigan specifically, you got to know there is nothing good that's going to come out of them players being on the field after the game. You got to get them guys out of there quick. But I like, you know, I like kind of chirping. Oscar Delt base auto for Georgia. I like the chirping back and forth before the game and all this and that. But after the game, you had all game to chirp. Why are you going to chirp now? 275, Iowa State. You had I like the, like I said, little get together at the 50-yard line, big rivalry game, little pushing and shoving, chirping. I'm all for it. After the game, I don't like that. After the game chirping. You had all game to chirp. What is there chirp about? One team's a winner, one team's a loser. So I don't like that. I don't like after the game stuff. But in the end, it's Ohio State, Michigan, and Ryan Day is, it's crazy because they've won a lot of games, but you be the head coach at Ohio State and you lose to Michigan 4 years in a row, especially this year, all years. It's going to be hard to keep that job. And that's coming from a West Virginia fan who's had to deal with freaking Neil Brown for how many years? Losing. Nothing but losing. I just think, like, the biggest thing in that one is the coaching staffs. They had plenty of time to corral their guys. Let them know we're getting the hell out of here. Don't be doing nothing. Michigan, but I think Michigan and their head coach, they kind of wanted to, talk their smack. They've had to listen to it all week. I don't know. It's hard because you get put in that position. It's a little different, right? Talking it out loud now, I'm like, okay. All week they had to listen to Ohio State's going to run all over them. Ohio State's going to beat them by double digits. Michigan has no shot, right? And then you win the ball game. You played like crap, but you win the ball game. You kind of want to talk some shit, which I get it, but now you got some guys pepper sprayed. Crazy. Yeah, that was weird. The standing and just watching was like really weird. He was like in awe. It was very weird. I heard something too. Somebody said in one of the championship games, a former player or former assistant or something was saying, I saw this on Twitter. They were saying, right, Dan? They were saying, in one of the championship games at halftime or something, he didn't say anything to any of the players. Went right into an office and was just like yelling at assistant coaches and stuff, like just like really weird. Seems to be a really weird guy. Yeah, and I guess your point earlier, you said, hey, Texas did it to us on our field and Michigan didn't fight. But I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if it's a rivalry game or not. Any game, I lose and somebody's trying to plant their flag or do whatever, at the end of the game, I'm fighting. Like, that's my take. It's just a disrespectful thing to do. And I get it, it's football. You got to, there's that chirping and all that, Jeremiah loved the 150 for Notre Dame auto. Believe me, I used to love talking crap playing football. I love talking shit. Number to 99 green. But end of the game, game's over, it's over. But somebody does something like that, 375 ETN, especially in a heated matchup, I'm fighting. Red Shimmer, Ollie Gordon, 2 out of 5. Oklahoma State spot. Hey, there you go, Dan. Ollie Gordon, Red Shim, 2 out of 5. Any of you guys ever have a big fight during, whether it be college or high school or, hell, even middle school or something, football? There was one fight that occurred whenever I was a sophomore in high school. So it was really weird the way the school district was set up whenever I went to high school. It was the Blairsville Salzburg School District, but Blairsville and Salzburg, it was one school district, but the the schools were like are like almost 30 minutes apart. Connor Harrell to 50 gold refractor autograph. I forget the story, but there's some just like how it ended up getting grouped together, but it was like Salzburg like couldn't like do it themselves, so like somehow Blairsville got wrapped into becoming Blairsville Salzburg. But it wasn't like it was like we had like so many schools that were like right next door closer to us than Salzburg. It was like so weird. But either way, so we were one school district, but there were two different like high schools, two different elementary schools, middle schools, all that, and we were like totally separate entities as the school itself, but the school district was under the same roof. It was very weird. So inherently, Blairsville and Salzburg were big rivals. We were under the same school district, so we were big rivals. But then it was weird because then we only had one track team. So Salzburg kids ran on the Blairsville track team, and then we only had one wrestling team, so the Salzburg kids had to wrestle on the Blairsville. It was very weird. Very weird setup. But nonetheless, big rival, Blairsville versus Salzburg. This is 1A football. 1A high school football. So nothing crazy. But it was my sophomore year. They haven't beat us. Salzburg hasn't beat Blairsville in like it was like 38 years or something from that time. So 38 years of not beating us. Well, this year, Salzburg wasn't doing all that great either, but Blairsville wasn't doing. We were terrible. They thought that this was their year to beat us. And long story short, we ended up winning 13-12. So we won by 1 point. I almost had the game-sealing interception as a sophomore, starting cornerback, but I got brick hands, so it was right. I caught it, post route, caught it, dropped it. Next play, they throw it to the other side. Our other cornerback picks it off, and we win the game. But 13-12. But it was about like midway through the second quarter, I think it was, and we had this one kid. Again, this is, public high school. You got some weirdo kids. We had this one kid. He was literally like a psycho. Just a psycho kid. You just never know whenever he was going to... We knew that because he said, he was like, I'm going to, like, if they mess with me, I'm going to fight. So we were all just like bracing. Like, it just felt like all signs pointed to something big was going to happen. It just felt like that. There was a lot of chirping back and forth. It seemed like our coaches were on edge. It just seemed like something was going to go down. Well, it did. Somebody like kicked this kid in the testiculars, and he went crazy. He like jammed the kid's face mask up so that it's like some of his face was showing so he could punch him in the face. And then everyone just piled in. Both benches cleared. I'm in the middle of it because I see it from like I bounced back and forth between safety and corner that game, and at that point I was at safety. Gold Daniels to 50 for Stanford, and they get into the fight. This kid's a defensive tackle, so it's right in the middle of the field there. They are just fighting. Everyone is jumping in. Benches clear. I run straight up into the middle. DJ Giddens, base auto for Kansas State. I gained some street cred back then because whenever they watched it on the film, 399 Cam Rising Purple, my one buddy, it was like before we even watched film on Sundays, my one buddy, his dad filmed all the games, so like they watched it that night, and I got a whole bunch of messages from people. Starks to 50 Georgia. Apparently I was like the first one to like hop in and start throwing down too. Evan Stewart, weird kind of auto. He must have, I don't know what that is. Oregon base auto. Either way, I was ready to go. I'm a bit of a scrapper to begin with, so not that I'm any good, but Maffa to 275. But I jumped like right in. Apparently I was like one of the first ones, so they were all just like, all the seniors started. Well, I mean, whenever you're a sophomore starting, I feel like the seniors for the most part respect you anyways, but definitely gained some street cred that day. But jumped in, and then it happened so fast. All I remember really is the offensive coordinator, like literally he was a big guy, like literally picked me up from like the back of my shoulder pads and just like threw me away. And then it was actually pretty funny. Whenever the benches cleared, this one like real goofy kid that we'd always just make fun of and stuff. I mean, it wasn't like serious. Like he ended up senior year. He ended up being pretty good for us. But at that point in time, it was like his first year playing football, and he was just like goofy and known to trip over his own feet, sort of deal. So he literally, on the film, you see him whenever everyone runs out, bench is clear, he goes to run out, he trips over his own feet into the mud, and it was so funny. But either way, that's my football fight story. Fight broke out, bench is cleared. Both kids got ejected. We won 13-12. I almost had the game sealing interception. It would have been awesome, but I dropped it. And then like the star of the team ended up getting the pick, so I was like, damn it. It was my time to shine, man. It was my time to shine. I am 6'2". Back then I was 6'2", like 165. As a sophomore, I was probably 6'2", 165, just skin and bone. Now I'm like 225, but yeah, I got in so many fights in school. I was getting in trouble. I ended up getting in a lot of trouble in middle school for fighting. I don't know. It's like, I guess I'm a kid that likes to joke around a lot. Or I was a kid that liked to joke around a lot. Always joking around, making jokes about people. Not really a bully, but just like, trying to make people laugh. And in doing so, you're making fun of somebody typically. So then everyone always ends up wanting to fight me, I guess. I'd hold my own, but yeah, I middle school, I got in like a lot of trouble. Tate to 150, Ohio State. So much so that I was almost going to get kicked out of that school and have to go to like one of those, I don't even know what they're called exactly. Schools for like troubled kids, I guess. 375, Iowa State. And then in high school, I got a couple different times, but it wasn't anything where it was like 3 times in 1 year like it was in middle school. 299 Jimmy Horn Jr., Colorado. But that's usually it was myself I was getting myself in trouble with going a bit too far sometimes, making fun of people, making people laugh and joking around. So Jacoby George to 175 Miami. Mississippi State Refractor Auto 299. I remember the one game, we're just trying to fill up some time here talking, my friends. Senior year, I come up from the safety spot and just absolutely light the running back up. I mean, just whenever I played, I had no, like, there was no, like, care for my body or, like, anything. It was like, I'm going to make a play no matter what. So I just light this kid up as hard as I possibly could. Definitely led with my helmet, crown of my helmet, no doubt about it. But I don't wrap up. So I hit him. I don't wrap up, but it was one of those where, like, you could hear everybody go, ooh. Don't wrap up. We still end up tackling him. He probably picked up an extra 1 or 2 yards. Wasn't anything crazy, but I whacked this kid. But the problem is I took the brunt of the hit in the end. And I am dazed and confused. There's no doubt about it. Concussion is fully going on. No doubt about it. Never got actually diagnosed because, yeah. But 1,000,000% concussion. I'm like wobbling. Next play action. I bite on the play action as a safety, hoping to make another big hit. I bite on the play action, backside tight end, post right over my head, touchdown. Oh my gosh, I get to the sideline and my coach is just laying into me. You dumb mother effer, all this and that, and I'm like, I can't even see straight. I'm like, I'm taking it. I got to take it from him because I did mess up at the same time. I'm like, I am concussed. Yeah, there you go. So that was a fun one. That was a fun memory. One of my biggest regrets in football, and I don't know why it always lingers with me. It was senior year. We were undefeated versus this other undefeated team that went on to play in the state championship. They ended up losing in the state championship, Hershey to Clairton. But we punt the ball. I was like the left wing, or whatever you call it, on the punt team. The left gunner, or I don't even know now. Either way, I'm hauling ass down the field. Hauling ass, okay? Their punt returner was also their quarterback, who ended up going to Penn University, which for single A football here in Pennsylvania, like that was like, he was like the best player in the conference. Like all eyes were on him. I even still remember his name. I don't remember anybody else's name that we ever faced but this kid, Danny Ferentz. He went to Penn for quarterback. I don't think he ever did much, but he still went to Penn. And he's back there, and I'm hauling ass. And I feel like, base auto for Arizona, I feel like I'm getting there too quick, right? So I start to slow up. Well, as soon as I start to slow up, Jackson Dart, base auto for Ole Miss. As soon as I start to slow up, he catches it. One juke move on me, and he didn't score a touchdown, but he probably picked up an extra 15, 20 yards. But one juke move, I totally whiff, and but I'm telling you, if I could have just, Arizona to 150, if I would have just kept going and just whack, it would, the timing of it would have been perfect. But even if I was a little bit early, Brady Cook, Big Kahuna, Missouri, even if I was a little bit early, I would have taken his head off. Likely he would have been out of the game for a little bit. Pennington to 375. And, like, regardless of the penalty or not, like, I'm sure that would have helped us out a ton, him being out of the game. And I regret it. Like, that is the one football play that I remember that I regret so much, is in that game. Because we ended up going into double overtime with them. And then we ended up losing into double overtime. And then they end up winning the conference, going to the state championship. And then we lost in the second round of the playoffs. Number to 99, Scatabo, Arizona State. But I just think about that one play where I'm like, man, if I would have just fully just kept going and I didn't slow down, 399, I feel like it would have been a scenario where he would have caught it right as I'm just ripping his head off. And like I said, even if not, even if I would have hit him before the ball went there, okay, there's a penalty, but like he would have been hurt. There's no doubt about it. I was booking it so fast. But then I was booking it so fast and then tried to slow down a little bit, and then I was like, yeah. That is one play because, like I said, it kind of changed. I just one play that specifically on me that I felt like could have changed the course of that game. Dude, I requested to play on special teams. I remember some buddies that like didn't want to play on special teams. I'm like, dude, I want to be on kickoff. I want to be on punt. I wasn't really fond of being on punt return, but I want to be out there on kick return. I want to be fielding some kicks. Punt, kickoff. I made some big plays on kickoff in high school. Quite a few big plays. I remember the one, it just so happened that, so we did those, we had like little skull stickers that we put on our helmets for, different accolades that you would hit, right? And our coach was like, 5 skull stickers this week if anyone tackles kick returner inside the 20. And I was like, I made it a point. I was like, I'm going to get 5 stickers this week. And I did. Hauling ass, some kid coming, just boom. Blew him up inside the 20, got my 5 stickers. It was pretty awesome. Onside kick, blowing people up. I think kickoff is, you gotta be a sicko though to really like kickoff. But if you like football, that's why I don't really like this new kickoff. I know it's dangerous, but I don't really like it. The old kickoff is obviously dangerous, but I don't like this new kickoff. The old kickoff, running full speed down the field and just laying some kid out. Oh man, 6 3-points in a row in high school and on the last 3. Oh, broke your foot. See, that is fun memories, though. That is fun memories. So check this out. Middle school football. Okay. Lumberport versus Bridgeport. West Virginia. This is whenever I lived in West Virginia. Middle school football. Lumberport, best team in the conference. They always win. I think they won. I think they were conference champions like 9 out of the last 10 years, sort of deal. Middle school football. We were both undefeated at the time. Winner's going to win the conference. It wasn't exactly the conference championship. They didn't really do that. It was just like, whoever the regular season champ was, But it essentially was the conference championship because whoever wins is going to win it. Dennis Sutton Green to 99. They're up. They're up less than 6 points. I don't remember now. It's been so long. Hey, little Genty action there for Boise. Jesse G with Boise State. That is memorable. But we were. I think they were only up by like a couple, like 2 or 3 or something. It was 6 points wins us the game. There's like basically no time on the clock, less than a minute. Okay, they're just trying to run out the clock. But for whatever reason, I just don't think they knew how to take a knee, kneel down, and victory formation. I just don't think 375 Mullings, Michigan. So either way, they do a quarterback bootleg out. Like this was the last play of the game. Okay, the last play of the game. They could have just took a knee and the game's over. But they do a quarterback bootleg. Again, I think they were just trying to run out the clock, but they didn't have I don't know. They just didn't know how to do that. I don't know. Ontario Brown to 199 blue had so either way they do a quarterback bootleg. Teammates hit him. He fumbles the ball. Me and this other kid go after the ball at the same exact time. And just like both of us go after the ball, dive for the ball at the same time. We hit into each other, ball still on the ground. Other teammate picks up the ball, starts booking it down the sideline. Burks to 299 Oklahoma. There's no time left. There's no time left. He's booking it down the sideline. No one's even close. No one's within 10 yards of him. No one's in front of him. He's got some other teammates behind him. I was one of them. If somebody was trying to, was speedy and could catch up, I'd be there to block. He, out of nowhere, just jumps to the ground. Jumps to the ground. Refs blow the whistle. Plays over. Game's over. No time's left. Boom. He thought that he heard and saw one of the coaches telling him to get down. But I think that they were like telling him like go, go, go. But he thought that they were telling him to get down. Which you're talking about a middle school kid in 7th grade. It's like, but dude, we could have won the game and he fell to the ground for no reason whatsoever. Like, if you know anything about football, like, come on, dude, don't be doing that. Again, it's 7th grade kids, so you can't be too mad, but we could have won the freaking championship. He just fell to the ground out of nowhere. No reason other than he thought that the coaches was telling him to. He fell to the ground, and then everyone, like the whole crowd, was just like, stink. So that sucked. I never won. I don't think I ever won a conference championship. No. Football, basketball. No. I'm never part of a championship team. Maybe I can get my son's team to a championship one of these years. I hope so. Fingers crossed. That is my new goal in life. I never won a conference championship in any sport. Somehow, some way, help my son's team and get them a conference championship. Get my son a conference championship. Specifically in football, because I'm not going to help out coach anything else other than football. Danny Ferens. We were a small single-A school. Danny Ferens was the most well-known athlete, which I'm sure no one knows him unless you lived in Indiana County, Pennsylvania. Yeah, he went to, like I said, he went to Penn University for football, quarterback, but I don't even think he ever ended up like getting the starting job there or anything. I think after a year or two, he ended up peacing out. So, yeah, we were a small school. We weren't very good. That whole area doesn't have many big name players. I can't even think of a big name player that even really came out of there besides, I think, did he play at Colorado? There was a running back. He ended up being I played with his son, so this is the only reason why I know about him. Wow, that's crazy, John. Frank Harsh, his son was our quarterback whenever I was a sophomore. But Frank Harsh football, he think he ended up getting hurt. Oh, Wake Forest. He played at Wake Forest for 4 different years, but he ended up getting hurt one of the years, and then it was. Looks like he scored a couple touchdowns. Nothing too crazy. This is like the most notable person out of Blairsville High School, Frank Harsh. Like I said, I played with his son. He went to Wake Forest in the 70s. The local high school team, the one guy's dad used to run our youth football program, but this year it was his first year where he like stepped away. But his son Alex Tash is one of the bigger linebacker prospects coming out of this upcoming recruiting class, and he's already signed with Penn State. So I think he's going to Penn State. I think our quarterback is going to Marshall. That's crazy, right? There's a Marshall card. The quarterback for the local high school is going to Marshall. He's going to Penn State to play linebacker. That's pretty cool, Dan. What sizes were your guys' high schools? Like I said, I played. It's single A football, single A basketball. I mean, there still could be some big players in single A. Usually, though, if you're good enough, you try to get out of that single A so you get more eyes on you. $3.99 Nick Anderson. Not many eyes come to any of those single A games. KJ Jefferson, base auto, UCF. Maybe if you're closer to Pittsburgh here. Nice gold shimmer auto here. 21 out of 50. Malachi Fields for Virginia. UVA strong. They call it Class A. Biggest level in Michigan. That's crazy. They call that Class A. Yeah, in Pennsylvania, it's the biggest classification, I think, is 6A. 6A is the biggest. We were 1A. So, and then our yellow Georgia, a little dusty though. It was the last card on the pack for some reason. Gold shimmer, Williams, Georgia. So our high school, our graduating class, we had 22 seniors on the football team, which is like huge. The prior year, there was 3 seniors on the football team, and then we graduated with 22 seniors on the football team. We graduated with 100 and it was either like 114 or 119 kids in our graduating class, and we were the biggest class to ever go through Blairsville. Normally, I think whenever my brother graduated, there was like 75 kids in his graduating class. Again, small school. But we were the largest graduating class ever to go through Blairsville, 114, 119, something like that, kids. But the normal graduating class there was like 75, 80. So we were pretty small. Pretty small. Yeah, I can tell you I wouldn't have been a starting cornerback in sophomore year probably at any other school. But this, the area that we live in now, the high school that my son will go to, they have, they're 5A. I think really they should be 4A, but they play up to 5A. Or no. Yeah. And then I think there's like 250 to 300 seniors graduating class, so we're in a little bit of a beefier spot. Campbell to 399 purple, LSU. Nice hit for North Carolina. Yellow refractor autograph of Omarion Hampton. UNC. Genty refractor. Jordan James, 375, Oregon. Farouk, base autograph, Oklahoma. Daniels, 299, LSU. Yeah, I think our best player on senior year, he ended up going to Washington and Jefferson, which is a small D3 school here. Washington and Jefferson, and he, as a freshman, like he dressed up for home games, but all the away games they didn't take all the kids, so like he wasn't at any of the away games. And then after 1 year, I think he got into a little bit of trouble, and he ended up leaving there. So that was our best player. Was that? Bird in the third. Missouri base auto. Red refractor of Trevor Etienne for Georgia. 55 Bowman. Wow, that looks awesome with the team color match. Georgia Bulldogs in this one. Troy Dub, nice hit, Troy. That's our, what, is that our second red of this case? I believe so. 4 out of 5. Trevor Etienne, 55 Bowman, non-autograph, red refractor, true red. 4 out of 5. Wow, that card looks awesome. Awesome. Love that. Texas State, $3.99. Buka, $2.75. Everett /99, green refractor auto, Georgia. Getting some hits. 3 more boxes to go. Gentita, $2.99, Boise. Mason Taylor, LSU, green /99. Bookend, no, 83 out of 99. I thought it was 99 out of 99. SC quarterback /75, yellow refractor. Oklahoma State, 199 blue. Arnold, Kansas to 150. I don't know. I'm more of a college football guy, but I do need to look at the NFL slate. You like the Eagles over Baltimore tomorrow? What else do you like? I don't know. I don't even know who all plays for NFL. Probably look at it tomorrow morning, though. Base auto, Iowa. A&M refractor auto, $2.99. Donovan Smith to 99, Houston, green shimmer. Jimmy Horn Jr., 125. Taj Brooks to 375. Did Kelsey already surpass Gonzalez with the touchdowns? Touchdown record? Did that already happen? He's been one off for a while, but did he get it last week? Or this past, what was it, Friday? Steelers points, Cardinals points, Eagles points. Okay. Last box, fellas, last box. Williams, 299 Georgia. Cooley refractor autograph, 299 Liberty. Jade Knott, base autograph, Cal. Williams again, Georgia, this time gold shimmer to 50. Fletcher to 175 Miami. Nate Johnson, Vandy to 399 purple. That'll do it. Okay. Recap coming up, and then that's going to be the end of the stream, boys and girls. '24 Bowman Chrome U football, full hobby case number 5. Again, we will have more Bowman Chrome U football next week. Hobby, Jumbo, Breaker Delight. Thanks, man. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll feel better. ETN out of 5 red. Family wants to go to the movies tomorrow, so we'll see if I'm filling up for that. very least, I could just sleep. I usually sleep at the movies. Problem is we always go and it's some, you know, like kids movie. You know, obviously we've got 2 small kids, so it's usually some sort of kids movie, and I don't know. Not typically a big fan. So I end up falling asleep. So we'll see if I'm filling up for it tomorrow. Ollie Gordon red, 2 running back reds. Try to eat a little bit. Yeah, Mo wanted 2. Yep, Mo wanted 2. Mo wanted 2. The matinee, a little discounted ticket cost Sunday during the day. Not much of a discount, but I guess it's a little bit of a discount. Bone Chrome number 5. Thanks, guys.